Very good. Well, it's strange that you would mention the racetrack, sir. We have had some people sleeping sickness there, but not
At the
many.
race?
Yes,
How recent?
about 4 days ago, maybe five. Sorry there. But yes, if you can wake Princess Danny from this horrible curse, the whole nation would rejoice. Oh, sir.
Question, please.
Yes, Mr. Maximilian.
So, this stream that runs through the south part of town by Oakenbridge,
Yes, sir.
does that happen to, by any chance, run all the way to the castle?
No, sir.
No. Okay.
No.
What we noticed that you appear to be a bit wary, a bit on edge here.
Oh, yes, sir. The sleeping sickness is stalking our lands like death itself. Most people don't survive very long because helping them to at least get nourishment and sup, very difficult, sir.
Have all those that have succumbed to the sleeping sickness been moved to a specific area so that they can be
No,
looked
sir.
after by town medical staff?
Medics aren't that good with things like this, sir. Although I'm sure Princess Danny has the finest. As far as the others go, I have no idea, sir. Nothing official.
What's been the most recent case that you've heard of?
About 4 days ago, sir.
Okay, and that was the racetrack? Or have you heard of
No,
others
that was
outside of the
a
racetrack?
lady who had a spell put upon a wart to try to remove it, sir.
And whereabouts was that?
Oh, that was over near Snapple Garden, I believe, sir.
I see. And so she succumbed to it straight away, did she? As in, as soon as the spell was cast, she fell asleep?
I don't have that kind of information, sir.
That's okay. You've been very helpful.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And what is your name, Sergeant?
He gives you his name, rank, etc.
Thank you. I'll be
Yes,
sure
sir.
to make note of it and advise
Thank you,
those
sir.
that need to know of your helpfulness.
He looks like he's ready to weep with joy. He says, "Sir, if I could make a request, it's just Princess Danny, sir. If you could find a way to bring her back to us and such,
Of course.
that would be enough thanks for all of us. Tenfold, sir. Hundredfold."
Of course, of course. Gents, do you have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Any further questions? All right. Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant. You've been most helpful.
Will you be going through the gate, sir?
Is there a path from here over to the racecourse, or do we have to go around to Kingsider Lane?
Better to go around, sir. It's
Certainly.
a bit of broken ground and such. You might get muddy and such.
Okay.
He suggests walking through the horseshit-strewn streets instead of the mud outdoors.
Yeah,
I mean,
all
they
right,
do
so
try to clean the streets, but horseshit is a huge thing that buries towns in this time period.
So
Literally.
around to Royal Gate then.
No problem. You guys go to Royal Gate. Very smart.
Well, as we go there,
Mhm.
was there anything else you two thought of? Any other thoughts on avenues or Royal Gate? Seems to be the way to go.
Yeah,
1 second, please.
Just looking over the map. I mean, we've got the disused wizard, rent a wizard place.
Yeah, I was trying to find that. I saw that before.
It's off the high street.
It's off High Street, is it?
No, it's not used anymore, but there could be something.
Oh, rent a wizard. Okay.
There's also the Fevered Dream Delirium, which is a kind of weird looking, maybe potential bar, but it's kind of hidden. But I'm just looking for the south side of stuff, and it's really seeing any. Statue of a woman holding several snakes in each hand. Weird.
That's got to be better than the combination of gun store and flower shop called Guns N' Roses.
Mm-hmm.
Too much time on my hands. Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay, so first things first that I was thinking. We're walking away, right? Like we're
All right,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah.
The guards all salute as you are leaving. Oh yeah, being a peer of a realm apparently holds a bit of fucking weight. It's a pity that one of you is now demoted to lowly Maximilian, currently without wheelbarrow.
so what we could do is
Yeah.
So clearly people are dying because they don't know how to feed them while they're sleeping. Even the
Yes.
princess is not doing very well in that case, I'm
Mhm.
sure. So what we could do is we could go back to San Angeles. I can get some IV kits, bring them back here, see if we can get people that can make them, and I can put her on an IV using our credentials because I have credentials at the home. Come back, make sure that she's stable.
I did bring back your papers.
Oh, you did? Okay. So
Yeah. I
we
went and
can
got
make sure
our
that-
papers, not just mine. I got our papers.
Okay, cool. So we get the IV kits, so that way anybody that we find that has the sickness, we can stabilize. And
We're not gonna. My only thought is in that regard is because of the difference in technology level, whether or not we might cause a disruption. And the gentleman in black.
see though, it's not like all we're doing is using it's needle and tubing and bottles.
Okay, so you're thinking maybe make some using what's there to actually make something up, like actually put together some bottles and rubber tubing and needles and stuff.
Right. It doesn't have to be all modern plastics. We can
use
I'm sure they have some kind of tubing here that we can use. I can come up with something that it will work, I think.
Yeah.
This would be a child's play for Doc Fulton, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, because do
Yeah,
they have
sounds
needles
like
here? Is that do they have needles now? I mean, they do
Not
have
as
some
good as
doctoring.
not as good as you'd want, but honestly, if you're trying to fool the locals, they want if you could have like a modern needle with an old-fashioned needle part that's still sticking out, but only the modern's in the arm and they couldn't see it because it's in the arm. If they took it out, they'd be like, "Oh, what's all this then?" But you could make it look like old-timey shit.
We could
Pretty
disguise
easily.
it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could even just have like a small needle like that comes out of the bottom of something. Like they don't even need to see that it's an IV. It could be like some kind of contraption to them that
Well,
goes on top of the arm.
they actually have crude IVs at this time, but not very good. And
Okay.
using them is very crude as well. But with your medical knowledge, and if you were to make a stop to get together all this shit you'd actually need and stuff, yeah, you could probably save some fucking lives pretty easily just by feeding people and hooking in catheters and shit.
I think Pete's right though. I think what we need to do is find out as many locations as people suffering with this in the south as possible, and then go there and obviously speak to hopefully either friends or family, and see if any of them can tell us what that person was doing at the time they fell ill, or even maybe a bit beforehand. If they all went to the zoo that day, then maybe there's something.
So the race course seems to be. They mentioned the race course, so it seems
he
like
said there's a couple people went. Yeah, a couple of people at the racehorse fell ill, but
so and it might be worth if we get the guards to start organising to bring, so that with you setting up the IVs and whatnot, get them to bring those to a central location.
That's a good idea. Bring them to us.
Okay, well, let's do this.
So they can be treated in a field hospital or a.
All right. I'll tell you what, just to save some time and effort, you guys get all the IVs and shit. The only person you haven't put on it yet and stuff is, of course, the princess. But near Ashcroft Gate, they've set up basically a MASH tent type thing because they have old-timey big-ass tents and shit. And you've got all the people there. all their loved ones and shit are there. Pretty much the only time lightning struck twice, as far as area, was at the racetrack. But since spells stopped getting cast, as far as people know, a few days ago, nobody has done it. Spellcasting in this town, as you may notice from the shop that used to be there, used to be more of a at least accepted thing. But yeah, nobody's certain. Now, the only person you haven't yet gotten an IV in is Princess Danny, but the guards watch, and of course, they would be willing to say, yes, all these other people look like they are doing a little bit better and stuff. So you're thinking that if you can get into the palace, if you can get into see the princess and stuff with Doc Fulton and all that, and with the papers, yeah, shit's happening. They did send out some minor nobleman because you guys are flashing around papers, who then looked at the papers and he's like, these are genuine. He made some notes and he went away. So you're thinking word's getting spread that a couple of peers of the realm are here. It's not just like you're being anonymous. People are starting to notice that, you know, you're in town and shit.
Right. I better start getting disguised then.
Yeah, take a card, Matt. I was wondering if you'd be like,
well, we've been pretty low key up to now, but if this
your visibility is becoming now. During your trip to get the IVs and stuff, since I kind of sped through that, did you ever take my advice and actually buy a fucking makeup kit?
Yeah, he's back at the red carpet area.
Yeah, because he's used it on us. He's used it on us previously.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, you've got that now, or another one at your hotel room and stuff. If you'd like to make a disguise roll or take it to some, actually, you take it to the mash tent would be even safer, because then you won't have the owner of the bedtime bear going, "Whoa, what are you doing here, ruffian?" and throwing you out.
At half or at
okay, great. You're the new man of 1,000 faces guy, and
so what's the cover? You're our faithful you're our faithful manservant or something?
Oh, I was thinking a bit more maybe consulting detective.
Yeah, you're someone we've brought on to.
Yes, a consultant. This is a consultant.
You're a consultant. All
That's the most vaguest thing you can say.
You're a consultant assisting us. All right.
Yes.
So what I think we need, the next step we need to do is probably get a carriage, horses or whatever, and get someone.
He fucking froze up. Oh.
Set up with the princess, get her stable, get her IV'd up and that before we continue investigation.
That's a really good call. No problem. You guys get a large, handsome cab type thing. Since people have been out and like went, what's all this then? It seems that you're expected when you're driving down the heavily guarded road. And eventually you get to the royal palace, loads of rooms. There isn't really a different map of shit. There's a smaller hill nearby nobody gives a shit about. And great. Yeah, you guys get out there. From the doctor, I need a simple fast talk roll. And then they will let you, since you're the doctor, in the room, because they're scared to death to get anybody else in there. And you do note the guards are on the lookout for Alex Kinley. They even have his fucking pitcher and sharp, pointy weapons because reasons.
Do any of you have a reroll?
No, but I am playing.
Shows you jab into her eye. Yeah, you can't go in.
I am playing. I'll be a great wizard someday. Just you wait and see to get myself a check in essence.
No, sorry, Chris. I don't have a reroll.
No,
oh no, I do have a reroll.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You just throw down whatever. Yeah, okay. You can do that. Where's it going?
The matron was her name Pally or Paulie or something.
Where's the accept trade card? Why can't I not accept a trade anymore on this? Oh, weird.
You know, I'll just decline it.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put it. That's the +10 I was going to give you, and just toss out the reroll.
Yeah.
All right, I got my fast talk now.
Excellent. Yeah, they let you in. Give me, since it's important, a simple first aid roll to just do it professionally. Do it sexy.
By half.
It's done. No, you gotta do more than that. I'll make it look like I'm doing more shit than that to impress the locals. Yay. No problem. It was just that fast.
Is the old matron who was the princess's handmaid matron, whatever, Parley MacGrath, I think her name was?
You're not sure because you're not in there with her, but Chris does get to see that
Yeah.
the old woman has never left Princess Danny's side.
Yeah, I just mean we wouldn't recognize her in human form, but whether or not she seems to recognize, she seems to recognize us is what I was curious about.
Oh yes, of course she does. She recognizes the doctor immediately, as do possibly other people from the royal entourage. You're thinking it's probably good that Alex is a master of disguise. Otherwise, his head might be on a literal pike outside now. Because he's a great swordsman, but taking on a castle's worth of angry guards is not a good thing. Not that he hasn't done things like that before, but having a girl think you're hot and then slaughtering all of her soldiers and shit, awkward. It's an awkward conversation to have with that girl.
So since I have time and I'm making I'm up here making it look like I'm doing more than I really did, am I able to look at her to see if there's any kind of visible spell effects on her?
Give me you don't have wizard sight yet, do you?
I have analyze magic. Yes, I do.
Yeah, but that's analyzing it. I mean, any kind of skill to actually see the magic. I'll tell you what, give me an essence ×1 and you pick up a new skill called wizard sight. Let's do that.
I will.
Yeah. Good. If you're not really sure what the deal is, you need to see shit happening, but from maybe a simple wake up spell would work. You just don't know. Of course, if you cast it, it may knock her ass out. It may knock you out. You don't know. Who knows what's going on?
But if I see someone cast the wake up spell and I see the effect hit them, I can analyze it as it's hitting them and counter it.
Maybe.
Right, maybe.
So, there you go. Pretty much in the room with you is the old matron, the queen, because she won't leave her daughter's side, the king, because he wanted to see what's all this then, and about 10 guards, because they wanted to give you some privacy. And of course, various retainers, servants, body servants, valets. Pretty much I need some privacy gets reduced to roughly 40 people.
Oh, okay.
You're glad you're not going for the public version.
Right. Well,
it
that's
shows
very
a
nice.
slow camera pan over tons of fucking people. They did kick out a maid.
With the emissary from Australia as well.
The king wishes to speaks with the emissary from Australia immediately. Emissary from Australia, you and the guards assume this is your manservant or something, or body servant. So consultant, yes. Consultant servant can please come this way.
Thank you.
They don't really get consultant. He's a servant as far as people will assume.
Yes. Yeah.
You were right. Unfortunately, his job title does not really exist in this dojo. They take you off and the king is like, you've come again in our time of need. We have heard of the fierce fighting of the Australians, but are you also fierce healers?
Oh, I have strong faith. Strong faith in Dr. Fulton.
Well,
and we're currently looking into this situation. Excellent.
Yes, if you can save my daughter, you will have the gratitude of the realm. You and your Dr. Fulton. He assumes Dr. Fulton is now under. You are the highest ranking person, so he assumes your body servant and your doctor are both working for you immediately, because this is the simplest possible explanation.
Yes. Would it be possible to speak to the princess's matron? I believe her name was Parley McGrath
They
from
have her
meeting her
brought
back
in
in the
immediately.
colony.
They have her brought in immediately. The king, the servant, there's probably a good 80 people in the room, because when you're king, you can't get really. So she's like, she looks absolutely terrified. She's like, "Oh, it's nice to see you again." She looks like
Yeah,
she may piss
very
herself.
nice to meet you. I wish it was under better circumstances.
Oh, sir.
What when
Empathy roll.
Yeah, empathy.
Everybody there can make an empathy roll if they so desire, as you're witnessing the spectacle.
No.
She looked like she was going to say more, glanced sidelong at the king, and then did that thing with the lips where it's like, you're thinking, She would have said more if not for the king and maybe all these other people. But the king wants to hear what's going on, so by God, you get to talk to her now.
When the princess succumbs to this strange sleep.
Oh, sir, it was just horrible. I can't believe. But if anybody, she, oh, sir.
I'll hold her hand and pat her hand, that sort of stuff.
Yes, she looks like this is definitely helping for reasons.
Yeah.
Apparently, everybody else nods like this is the appropriate thing to do. Yes.
So, like, everyone's like kind of crowded closer to talk to hear what they're saying, or what?
Yeah, nobody is really paying much attention to you or Maximilian. They also she says, we're not sure if it was assassins from Alpharon trying to kill the princess. The king then says, well, yes, of course, when Princess Dany marries the king of Westmead and unifies Genovia and Westmead, then this will be a very bad thing from those dogs from Alpharon.
They won't know what hit them.
Damn right, he says. Of course, the wedding is, even if she was not affected by this, that scallywag, the rogue, has put quite a spanner into the works. Now, dear, don't think about him. It only brings your blood pressure up, he says.
So they're concentrating on. I kind of want to step towards the king to get to separate that two of them.
It's not really possible. They're all too cahooty.
I'll make a dex roll on that, or a maneuver roll.
To separate the king and the old matron?
Yes.
You pretty much, it would be really super obvious. You pretty much have to stand in front of them like, ha ha ha, look at my new pants.
Well, I wanted to talk like doctoring with him, like, oh, so can you tell me what's been going on for the week, like to distract them from what they are talking about, and then start slowly walking him away from the two of them.
Oh, give me a fast talk roll to lure the king away from.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Pete, you're thinking that you still got to get this old lady away from the room of fucking people.
Oh, yeah,
but
I got
nice.
quarter.
That's all right.
He's like, I'd like to talk about the medical condition of your daughter. And the king's like, I'm going with him now. And plus the wife says, I'm going with him. And the old lady wants to go too. But then she sees you're still patting her hand. So she stays. And some of the people go off with him. And now you're reduced to, say, 20 people in the room with you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to attempt to lead her over to like a chair or something.
Okay, no problem. Are you trying to separate her from the rest of the people?
Yeah, a bit, but like she's upset, etc.
No problem. Give me a fast talk roll to shoo everybody else away in the super polite or etiquette. Actually, etiquette would work.
21. What a crap roll.
Yay! They all cluster around you a bit closer. They all relocate and move closer to you.
Yes. All right.
One of them puts like one of those listening horns close to your mouth.
Yes, I will spend. I'm assuming nobody's got a reroll now. I think we've used blown them all.
Well, you do have the dissemination card. You could try popping if you need to cycle some shit.
No, because Chris lost all his cards shortly after getting that.
Of course. The gods really do despise him.
Yep. That's a lot better.
And ought to. Right.
Yes.
Right. Everybody else is off discussing something. They're all gathered around Alex going, I believe it was him. Oh, don't speak his name. Well, yes, but her heart was breaking from lack of him around. Don't say that, it's treasonous, etc. So who are you, sir? What is your name, and what do you do for the Australian ambassador? They ask Alex.
I'm a consultant.
What's your name, and what do you consult upon?
My name is Max, and I'm a consulting consultant.
But what is it you consult about?
Many things. Worldly information.
Really?
Some medical.
Some guy sticks a big boil in your face and goes, is this malign?
I look at it.
Give me a first aid roll or medicine. No, first aid.
No, it's fine.
Meanwhile, she looks at you and goes, sir. The old lady to the ambassador.
Yes. So what really happened?
Oh, sir. I don't think it was the sleeping sickness at all at first, although it may have affected her later. But ever since she was with Mr. Kinley, she was pining for him, sir, pining for him. And I believe that when she found out the news of the king wanting to marry her off to the other king, well, it was more than a girl can handle. She was a bit of a dreamer, a bit of a fancy. And, well, sir, I believe that only Alex Kinley can bring her back awake and to life, sir.
Did she see anyone?
But
or
please
do anything?
don't say anything, sir, because the king.
No, that's why I wanted to have a quiet word with you, because I thought there was more going on.
Well, she said that she had some honey, but she wants the whole bear. I don't know what that means, sir, but it sounds as though she's fond of him, sir.
I don't think so. Did she see anyone or go anywhere before succumbing? Did she sneak out or?
Oh no, sir. The king he wouldn't let her, but
the king may have guards. I'm assuming there are ways in and out that she may have had access to.
Yes, I don't know. It's I would have thought, one of the nobles was in the room, but and he did say he was telling a strange joke, but I don't know, sir. I'm sure that it had nothing to do with it, but she did fall asleep right after that.
Which noble was it?
Oh, sir, I'd rather not say so, because it would be treasonous to say, sir.
What, to save the princess's life?
Oh no, sir. I believe that your doctor, if anybody can help, sir.
But if someone's put a curse on her.
Oh, sir. She starts crying.
She's not the only one that's succumbed. There are people in the town that have succumbed as well.
Oh, well, yes, yes, sir. She would have been very upset about that unless she was the first to succumb, which she wasn't, so she doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Clementi, sir. But I didn't
Clementi.
say it.
No,
I
of
didn't
course
say
not.
it. Yeah. Sir,
Yes.
I know that you know Alex Kinley.
Yes.
If you see him,
Mm.
I believe that he's the only one that can save her, sir.
Yes.
She spoke very fondly of.
But how would we ever get him in the room?
I don't know, but perhaps if you could get a message, because apparently he had a retainer. She only referred to him as as the helmeted warrior. I never said his name, but she's very fond of that retainer, sir.
I see.
Yes, sir. I don't know. Do you know his name?
No, I'm not. I don't know the name of that
Well, she's very fond of
individual
that retainer,
member.
so if he could come bearing a message, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Of course, thank you.
She says, if you don't mind, I'd like to go back and sit with
Of course.
Princess Daphne. She hobbles off. Somebody comes and helps her because she's super old and fragile as shit.
As I see them kind of moving over again. I say, Mr. McKay, there's something quite peculiar about the princess's ear. If you can just come over and have a closer look, please. And as he's coming over,
I didn't think we were in the room with the princess. I thought
You
we were
are
separate.
totally not in the room with the
I
princess.
thought we were.
Oh God,
No.
no! You're in a whole different room.
Oh,
Nobody gets
fuck.
close to the princess except the doctor,
Unfortunately not.
20 guards, etc., etc.
No, never mind.
Yep.
Didn't hear that.
Oh yeah. I know you're gonna stick your penis in her ear, and I do salute you for that.
You're
She
so
might salute
wrong.
you too.
Wow. Every hole's a goal.
So, fine. So anyway, right. Pretty much everybody except a couple of minor nobility lackeys, court people, filters out of the room. Those just stick around because apparently they haven't seen enough ambassadors. Hello, says one. It's the firemen's club all over again, you think?
Let's get out of this silly room.
Waiting for the doc to get back from the king.
Doc, after discussing the medical mumbo jumbo, because as a professional physician, you're able to natter on for as long as you feel like about medical stuff and confuse anybody who cares about the patient.
I really thought the doc and the king were going to come back in holding golf clubs. That's how you play golf.
Oh, the entire kingdom.
Kings.
the entire kingdom, including her parents, seem super fucking upset about all this. But they are grateful that you are doing. It looks like very advanced medical stuff to them. You're like, I got this old fucking glass stuff and everything. Don't drop it; it shatters everywhere. Type stuff. So yeah, but for them, it's like this is pretty cutting edge shit. But not too cutting edge to where you have agents start showing up and killing everybody. So good for you. Good thinking there for Pete. So what do you guys do? Or what do you do there, Chris?
Well, after I distract them for a while, we all come back.
You guys managed to get your own room where it's just you three. Nobody else is around. You're still in the palace. People have brought you tea and crumpets and shit like that. So you can have...
Lovely.
You're on a veranda. You've got lace doilies. Yeah. Palace.
So, blah, as to what the old matron has told me.
I see.
Limited warrior.
So, yeah, whether or not this noble is just got nothing to do with it or actually has something to do with it, I don't know.
Who was the first person that got affected? Like, did she say?
Her, the princess.
It
Princess.
was the princess for sure. Okay.
Yeah, it was the princess.
Where
yeah.
was it?
In the room talking to this noble.
Mm-hmm.
What noble?
Well, there was several other nobles. As you've gotten to see, they're never really alone, unless
Right, but if
Alex
it
is
was
on
one
top of her.
noble that was there, like that noble, it could have been like one of the noble's vassals. Now, if it was someone that was trying to affect the princess with something, it probably would have been like a lesser noble. That's kind of like, you know, an an agricultural attaché was with, and that's probably how they got it in. Now, I don't think it was probably from another country. I'll bet you it's whoever's profiting the most and would profit the least from the
From
two
peace.
nations getting together, not from the other nation at all.
Yeah, quite possibly. Yeah, yeah. The old
Well,
military-industrial complex situation.
Yeah. Warmongers, basically. Peace is not good profit for warmongers.
exactly.
No, although with the alliance with Westmead, they would then take the fight to the Elf. What's it called? The Alfrin.
Oh yeah, he was mentioning the other place,
which is yeah. I mean that was why the that guard patrol we saw, they were going off to defend against them or keep an eye out for them. The Freewood Mountain Pass.
So much is going on at once.
So yeah, so there's that thing of whether or not some agents for those people don't want the alliance to occur because it will then be a larger force against them. So instead of fighting amongst each other, then the two countries can turn their attention to them. So it'd be in their best interest for it not to occur either.
We got you got a name, right?
Yeah. Clement.
So we need to find out who this guy is then.
Yeah.
Should we go back to I'm just a lonely soldier. I don't know anything. I'm just a sword trainer. Oh yes, I know him personally. He's my best friend. Let me introduce you to him.
And yes, you and the matron thinks that you're the only one that can bring her out of it, and she wants a message from your helmeted member.
What?
Didn't you hear that bit?
I did, but I don't understand it. I have no idea
Your
who
cock, you idiot.
Well, I thought he was meaning that, but I thought he was being bloody stupid when he was doing it. Oh, food.
Food's here.
No, it's because the matron was
Because when he was
being
going on about a bloody attaché or something, or a fucking retainer, I was like, what the fuck's he talking about?
Yeah, it's because of the matron. It was she was playing the being oblivious to it.
I thought it was just
Yeah,
Logan being an idiot.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go AFK sec.
All right, mate. Yeah, I'm gonna go get food. Ah.
Since they're getting their food, I think I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Oh. Rah. Oh, it's the lift thing, isn't it? I know what this is.
Isn't it? Ah. So it'd be
a good thing to have.
clever. Thank you. Your cock. Awesome.
Fucking idiot.
Pete, I've got to say that if YouTube let me use some profanity and stuff with the titles, having this one called Your Cock, You Idiot would be my choice. Absolutely hilarious. Hooray.
But can I just put in a proclaimer here that this is what happens when an American tries to do fucking old English speak.
Yes.
Right.
Is your helmeted retainer? I was like, what the fuck?
No, I said helmeted warrior.
No, I know, but you were talking about a retainer that I had or something. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Exactly. Oh, B got it right away. No, believe me, it's funnier you didn't get it.
Well, no, I mean, when you were saying it, obviously I know what a fucking helmeted warrior is. I've heard the bloody term many times, but in the context of it, I was like, surely this old lady is not fucking talking about. I was like, and then when you said it, I was like, actually, it's fucking Logan.
She didn't know what it meant, though.
We want to find out about this noble guy.
A dangerous talk, sir. Who would you like to do dangerous talk with?
Well,
Go talk to the servants. They're always the ones who know the information.
that would be a good idea. Especially if he's treating them poorly. They're more likely to want.
A lot of people are seeing you as a retainer, so you may be able to get away with it.
Whoever is not primary on the research roll, as this is definitely a type of research, may roll supporter, but doing this research roll, as this may be construed as dangerous talk, and there are various shifting secret alliances, maybe, that you know jack shit about. If you fail by enough or don't make it well enough, then this may do other things like give false information, possibly let them know that you're looking for them, etc.
Well, I definitely shouldn't be the one to make the main role then.
You should be the one.
I think you said the opposite, but
No, yeah, I shouldn't. I do not have a good research role.
who wants to be primary? Everybody else can roll to support if they so desire.
What are we looking for? What are we doing?
Research.
Delicate research.
Delicate
A
research.
good research role.
Trying to find out about this Clement gentleman.
I mean, I'm almost a master at it, but
Yeah, so I think yours is better than mine then.
Okay,
Mine's above
then Matt and
professional,
Pete,
but
if you want to do supporting and shit.
Yep.
Pop it.
What's it
Yep.
under?
Support.
Well, library research. Yeah, I'm not. Right. I will try and support.
That negative 10 there, Matt? Is that fumble, Matthew?
Yes, it is.
Nice.
is this something that's lower the better or just?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Hold on.
then I'll play a skill 10.
I was going to say I've got a skill 15 if
I've
you want it.
got an assistant plus 10 to cancel out my negative.
Oh, well, then
He goes,
pick up that skill 10 and toss the assist.
that'd be funny. He's like, so do you have any information about this trader? I mean, guy who isn't a trader?
Look at that. Look at that shit.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
You find out his name is not Clement. It's Clementi. He's a noble. He's in charge of one of the 5 big families that do the trading and stuff. They're the rich families of the town. That's by like a quarter there, right, Chris?
Oh, yeah.
These families constantly have shifting alliances with each other and war and feud against each other all the time. The Clementi family is sworn enemies of the Cosmo family.
Of course.
And the Clementi's family's fortunes have recently taken a big dive since the New World was founded, because they own mines in the area, but the New World started shipping much cheaper metals and stuff, especially after a little bit of genocide of the elves so that they could dig better.
Ah, yes, and of course, but being that the West, what's it called? The West meet the powerful shipping, that would stop the trade from coming from the New World.
Since you made it a quarter, the patriarch of the Clementi family is an older dude who loves betting on slow horses. And his son is very much looking to inherit as soon as possible. Possibly while there's still some fortune left. I mean, that's the dream, right?
I don't suppose the dad is one of those that's been affected.
Oddly enough, no, not yet. Make of that what you will.
All right. Well, that wraps up into a nice little parcel of deceit.
It certainly does, doesn't it?
It is getting toward nightfall. The servants inform you they've prepared you all rooms. This is the kind of place where you're staying here will not really impact significantly the household. It's huge. It's like Versailles type deal.
All right, so the Clementi estates are off Snapple Garden.
Interesting. And, of course, since you're going to be staying here and stuff, you will be expected to do the fine dining with the royal family tonight.
Of course.
So the servants have laid out fresh clothes and stuff for the meal, because it's the kind of meal you get dressed for, not the kind you get stains on your shirt like Logan does, hopefully. Unless you fail or fumble your etiquette rules, in which case you eat like Logan.